I think the gist of what you were trying to say today is you're really pro-vaccine, you want to ask questions. You have started a group called the Children's Health Defense. You're the originator. Right now, as I understand it, on their website, they are selling what's called onesies. These are little things, clothing for babies. One of them is titled Unvaxxed, Unafraid. Next one is sold for $26 a piece, by the way. Next one is No Vax, No Problem. Now you're coming before this committee and you say you're pro-vaccine. Just want to ask some questions. And yet your organization is making money selling a child's product to parents for $26, which casts fundamental doubt on the usefulness of vaccines. Can you tell us now that you will, now that you are pro-vaccine, that you're going to have your organization take these products off the market?
Senator, I have no power over that organization. I'm not part of it. I resigned from the board.
Yeah, that was just a few months ago. You founded that. You certainly have power. You can make that. Are you supportive of this?
I've had nothing to do with
Are you
leadership.
supportive of these onesies?
I'm supportive of vaccines.
Are you supportive of this clothing, which is militantly anti-vaccine?
I am supportive of vaccines. I will. I want good science and protect.
But you will not tell the organization you founded not to continue selling that product. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
In this clip, Kyle Kulinski of Secular Talk talks about the RFK confirmation hearings that are currently going on. Well, I guess they just resolved at the time of this recording. This is a birthday message from Kyle, but it's not specifically about his birthday. It's about RFK and some of the things that the exchanges he had with Bernie Sanders. I am going to have my thoughts that I will add as I do. That's what I'm doing here. And then I want to know what you think in the comments, but why don't we check in with Kyle on the subject together now?
So yesterday, we had the continuation of the committee hearing. Of course, RFK is trying to be head of Health and Human Services. And we also had some other hearings as well. Kash Patel, he wants to be head of the FBI. Tulsi Gabbard, who wants to be head of DNI, which is Director of National Intelligence. So we had all these hearings going on. It was the second day of the RFK hearings. And there's one moment that went particularly viral for all the wrong reasons. Because basically, RFK decided, I'm going to viciously smear Bernie Sanders directly to his face and accuse him of being corrupt. Now, as you all know, that's beyond laughable because Bernie Sanders is like probably the single least corrupt politician in all of Washington, D.C. I mean, that's sort of his brand. There's a famous story from back in the day where lobbyists said that there were two offices they would always skip over because they knew certain people weren't going to play ball. The two that they skipped over were Ron Paul, the Libertarian, and Bernie Sanders, the Democratic Socialist. They knew, hey, these guys don't play the corrupt game. They don't take the legal bribes. They are not interested in what we're selling, so we're just going to skip over their offices. So what RFK says is that Bernie Sanders took $1.5 million from the pharmaceutical industry. Now, here's why that's a lie. Bernie Sanders only took small dollar donations. So what that means is like Bob, who works in accounting at a pharmaceutical company, decided, I'm going to send Bernie Sanders $20. You all know his favorite, like, $27 is the average contribution that I get. So he took $1.5 million from workers, from individuals. This is not the same thing. It's not remotely even close to the same thing as taking money from lobbyists or taking money from executives or taking money from corporate PACs. And here's the thing. RFK knows that. RFK knows that. The reason he decided to bust out this smear against Bernie Sanders is because Bernie was hammering him into the ground. The day before, he asked him, is healthcare a human right, yes or no? And RFK said, I can't answer that in a yes or no way. Okay, so he looked ridiculous on that. He looked ridiculous when Bernie Sanders called out that his organization was selling onesies for babies that said things like, you know, unvaxxed and unafraid or something like that. It was like anti-vaccine language on a onesie for a baby, which is incredibly dark. He got called out on that. He got called out on a number of other things. Yesterday, Bernie hit him over the bogus notion that he seems to think vaccines cause autism. That's been debunked 57 ways to Sunday. In fact, the guy who originally came up with that claim in the 1990s, Andrew Wakefield, he literally lost his medical license for making that bogus claim. The study was retracted, right? So, and again, this has been studied 1,000 ways. In fact, it was even the case that the conspiracy theorists said a particular ingredient in the vaccine was causing the autism, and that was like a preservative that was used for the vaccines. So in order to basically throw a bone to these anti-vaccine conspiracy theorists and be like, okay, if you say this is the problem, we will take out that ingredient, they did that, and then the conspiracy theorist said, oh no, it still causes autism, it's like some other ingredient now. Well, what the fuck? I mean, look, the guy just believes in junk science. The guy does not know what the hell he's talking about. He's a prolific liar. And of course, as you all know, the day before, he backed off of the fact that he's anti-vaccine, which is...
You know, that's true. What's really crazy to me is I don't see the game. Like, I don't see the grift. Like, a lot of these people are, you know, if you're, you know, a right-wing talk show host, you're trying to sell your snake oil pills, right? Oh, everything's going to hell. You need to buy my, you know, basically magic health pill. Call now and get it at a great price. Or if you're Trump, it's, you know, it's all a con to enrich himself. I don't see RFK's angle. Like, he is all these things. Kyle is not wrong. I'm not disputing that. I just don't know why.
Biggest snake shit I've ever heard in my life. His entire career was about being anti-vaccine. And then now that he could sniff the power of being head of Health and Human Services, he says, oh, who, me, bro? I'm like totally pro-vaccine, bro. I don't even know what you're talking about. So the guy's just a little weasel. And it really, really is a new low to say the least corrupt senator in Washington, D.C., who takes small dollar donations and has not sold out, to try to spin it like he's the top recipient of money from the pharmaceutical industry, pretending that Bernie's taking money from a corporate PAC or from lobbyists or executives or oligarch billionaires. He's not. As I said, he takes small dollar donations, and those donations that they're talking about are from workers. It's literally not remotely close to the same thing as being corrupt, because as we always say, what should Democrats do? They should all go out there and say, we're taking a pledge to take no billionaire oligarch money, no CEO money, no corporate PAC money, no super PAC money, and we're only going to raise through small dollar donations. That's what Bernie basically does. And he was smeared as being corrupt, which is absolutely disgusting. The saddest thing is you have like these low IQ right-wingers who are like believing the claim and spreading it, looking ridiculous, and everybody else is like mocking them and laughing at them and saying, really? Bernie Sanders is the one that you're claiming is corrupt? That's beyond preposterous.
It's true. I'm a big fan of Bernie Sanders. That's not a secret on this channel. I think if you're listening to this, that may be true for you as well. You know, you might not think that Bernie Sanders is perfect, but he's pretty unimpeachable in terms of that charge of corruption. He has been singing the same song about wealth and income inequality in America for his entire political career, and he's right. In my humble opinion, he is and has been right, and that has gotten worse than ever. I don't know what RFK's angle is. Why, you know, he's selling the crazy, and he's doing the shim sham and the flim flam and the wiggle around. I just don't, why? What's in it for him, right? He's a Kennedy. He can't need the money. I don't know. If you guys know something I don't, let me know in the comments.